I've got 20 fragrances here, perfect for summer, from niche brands. I'm gonna tell you what they are, coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. We're gonna do this, or try and do this list in 20 minutes. There's 20 fragrances here, one honorable mention. These are perfect for summer. They are from niche brands. Some probably you know, and if you've been following me, you probably know all of these. And if you haven't, and you just tuned in for a summer video, then probably some will be unfamiliar with you, but these are all great and perfect for summer. And I do have one honorable mention. Unfortunately, it's discontinued. And it comes from the house of ROJA Parfums, and this is BERGAMOT. Man, this is so beautiful. I don't know why this got discontinued. And this actually is BERGAMOT EXTRAIT. So the EXTRAITs got discontinued, and I bought 2 bottles of this, and as you can see, I've got a little bit of this one left, and then one more, and then it'll be gone for good. But one of the most beautiful bergamot fragrances ever. If you can get your hands on it, try, because it's gorgeous. It comes off very juicy, and also it comes off floral, like there's bergamot flowers in there. Truly gorgeous, amazing fragrance. It's too bad it's been discontinued. So ROJA Parfums BERGAMOT EXTRAIT is the honorable mention. So let's get started with number 20. Number 20 is a fragrance from the house of FREDERIC, and this is called Outrageous, this right here. So Outrageous is a fragrance that was exclusive to Barney's, and then they relaunched it last year after the 10-year anniversary of Outrageous. And I think it's now available everywhere. And if you have this particular bottle, this is exclusive to Barney's now, this design of the bottle. But everywhere else you go to buy FREDERIC will be the traditional FREDERIC. But this Outrageous is such a beautiful scent. It's very, very happy and fun. It's inspired by sipping on caipirinha cocktails in Brazil, on the water or on the coast, probably Rio, and it actually feels like that. So it's a bit boozy, it's a bit aquatic. There's ambroxan in here, not ambergris, and there's also apple, there's fruity notes, and then it just comes off like this beautiful, slightly boozy, sugary, cocktaily kind of a fun aquatic fragrance. If you don't know it, do check it out. This is probably one of the least expensive fragrances from the FREDERIC house. It is eau de toilette, so it is lighter, but you can overspray this one. As you can see, I have, and I just love wearing it in the summertime when it's hot. If you like that sugary thing. So Outrageous from FREDERIC, number 20. Number 19 is a fragrance that I recently re-picked up. It's one that I've worn from this house for the longest time. I first started wearing this house in the early 2000s, late 90s I think, but I really got into them in the early 2000s. This is called Grapefruit from Jo Malone. Brand new bottle that I really wanted to pick up. Now this is like a grapefruit fragrance that smells like no other grapefruit fragrance, if that makes sense. It does smell grapefruity, but there's also this like woody patchouli type note in here that makes it really, really unique. That's what I like about it. It also doesn't come off like girly fruity, if that makes sense. Sometimes grapefruit fragrances come off very kind of young and just kind of not so mature. This one's definitely a mature one, but it's unisex, definitely. Easy to wear, a perfect type of fragrance to wear in the summertime when it's hot and humid and you smell great. So this is Grapefruit from Jo Malone at number 19. At number 18, we're going to the house of Eccentric Molecules, and this is Eccentric 4, this right here. This came out last year. It's the eccentric version of the Molecule 4, so each fragrance in the Eccentric Molecules fragrances has a molecule, like Molecule 1, and then also Eccentric 1. So this is Eccentric 4. It's basically utilizing Javanol as the synthetic molecule to create the Molecule 4, but that particular molecule is also used here with other notes to make a fragrance. And this is probably one of my favorite of the Eccentrics, and it's very fruity, fun, very fresh and refreshing. I love wearing this one. I'm not sure what the concentration of this one is, EDP or EDT, but it's a great scent. I love both Eccentric 4 and Molecule 4 a lot. I wear a lot of Molecule 4, but I didn't put any of the molecules on this list because I felt those are not, well, they are summer appropriate, but I wanted something a little more substancy with, and I chose Eccentric 4. Check it out. It's a great release. It's from the House of Eccentric Molecules, and that is at number 18. At number 17, we're going to a house called JOVOY, one of my favorite niche houses, and this is called L'Arbre de la Connaissance. This one right here. My French accent is not the best, but man, I love this fragrance. If you are at all into fig fragrances, you like the smell of figs, fig fruits, fig trees, and things like that, this is awesome. This is brand new in my collection, recently picked up, but wow, it smells like true fig trees. Like in the Mediterranean, where I'm from, Lebanon, I used to play under fig trees because we love figs, to eat the figs and the fruits and all that kind of stuff. And I remember playing around and on and under the tree, and I could smell it. And this smells just like you're under a tree. You're playing with the leaves, crushing them and things like that. That's what this smells like, and I absolutely love it. It's probably one of my favorite new fig fragrances. Number 16, going to the House of Creed. Now, you guys mentioned why no Creeds in my 10 fragrances for life niche edition video. I just left off Creed because they were really kind of on the freshy side, and I wanted to just make those fragrances more substantial and big and beefier. But here I have 2 Creeds. So those of you that are fans of Creeds, I do have them here. And this is Virgin Island Water at number 16. Now this is also featured in my beachy and aquatic fragrances video. This one's more beachy to me. It's just a combination of the lime and the coconut. It comes off very beachy, slightly beachy, cocktaily kind of a thing. So it's just a really fun fragrance that I love to wear and enjoy. It's very happy too. Just like the Outrageous, kind of has that beachy vibe, this one as well. And I absolutely love this one. So if you like coconutty, beachy fragrances, this one's the one to try. So this is Virgin Island Water from Creed. Going to the House of Atelier Cologne. This is one of their more popular fragrances. This one's another bergamot, just like ROJA Bergamot EXTRAIT, but this is Bergamot Soleil, this one right here. And what I like about Bergamot Soleil, man, it is such a great scent. It smells like a juicy, not so tart kind of a bergamot, so you have the sweetness of the bergamot. It also comes off a little bit more mature compared to like younger bergamot, where it tends to be kind of more tart and sour. Here we have a slightly sweeter version of it, but it's very effervescent and sparkly, and I could see sunshine. It's like the burst of golden sunshine, the rays with the citruses kind of coming at you. Really beautiful scent, and one that I really love from this house, Bergamot Soleil, and that's at number 15. At number 14, going to a house that's not much spoken about. And this is a fragrance that's probably going to start, you're going to probably start seeing reviews about this brand because they just got distribution here in the States. But the brand I'm talking about is Ether, and this is called Citrus Ester, this one right here. This, like Eccentric Molecules, is similar. They're using synthetic notes to create a fragrance, and here it's all citrusy, and I love this one. This one, people around me love it. They come to me and ask me what I'm wearing. It's lots of compliments, and also it's like a crowd pleaser, so people tend to love it, and they swarm around you and ask you what I'm wearing. And what I like about this, even though it's like, kind of like the Eccentric Molecules fragrances, it is all synthetically produced fragrances, I just love it because it's very pleasing. It smells great, and the citrus touches to it. That's why it's called Citrus Ester. It's just wonderful. So hopefully soon everybody will be talking about this brand because it's just making its way to the States, as I said. But if you don't know it, do check it out. This is Ether, and it's called Citrus Ester at number 14. Now, my next one, number 13, is probably one of the strongest fragrances in this collection. I wanted to make them to be lighter and more fresher. But this is going to the House of Tower Perfumes, and this is Orange Star. Now, probably why I picked this one, because it's utilizing a dominant note of orange, and oranges are citrus, and I kind of have lots of citruses here. But this one here is definitely orange, definitely has a tower, definitely can pick up some similarities to things like Lone Star Memories, because I smell something like underlying probably the tower or the DNA, but still has this freshness and vibrancy of the orange, the citrus in here that makes it appropriate to wear in warmer weather and like especially summer. But be careful with your sprays. This one definitely can be stronger, so if you like strong fragrances in the summer, by all means wear it. By all means wear anything, not just these ones that I recommend. But if you like tower fragrances and you want something slightly fresher, maybe citrusy, this one's definitely one to try. I love this one. It's very, very happy because of that. It's also actually happy plus dark at the same time, because I find tower perfumes to be dark plus kind of a contrast between the sunshiny orange note in here. So this is Orange Star at number 13. Going to the king of fragrances from the house of Creed, it's AVENTUS, this right here. Now, AVENTUS had to be on this list because it's just one of the best, most pleasant masculine fragrances that are very easy to wear, and I also like the fact that it's a bit fruity. It's got that pineapple note and just wonderful, woody, fruity at the same time. But everybody knows this one. It's perfect for summer, I think, although I think it's the kind of scent that you can wear pretty much any time of the year. It's a signature scent kind of a fragrance and very, very pleasant to enjoy. But anyway, I wanted to include that here at number 12. This is Creed AVENTUS. Next up, a crowd pleaser. Actually, Creed's AVENTUS is a crowd pleaser as well. But this next one is a major crowd pleaser, and this is probably one of their most popular fragrances in this house. As I've heard, it sells a lot. People tend to love it and buy it. And I can see why, because it's so pleasant. It's called Wood, Sage, and Sea Salt from Jo Malone. Just a very, very relaxed kind of a fragrance. It's easygoing. You've got the aquatic touches of the sea salt and things like that. Then you got this woodiness, and then you got like this herbal touches, green herbal touches. It just makes for a very, very pleasant scent. It's unisex, so it's not too masculine, it's not too feminine, just right down the middle. But very, very gorgeous fragrance just to wear easily. If you can't make up your mind and you don't know a lot of fragrances, but you want something that's a crowd pleaser, this is definitely one to try. So this is Wood, Sage, and Sea Salt at number 11. Going to the top 10, we're going to a fragrance house called ACQUA di Parma, and this is one of the latest ones that they've launched, one of my latest pickups from ACQUA di Parma, and this is called CHINOTTO di Liguria. So I did a haul video recently where I mentioned this one and I was calling it Chinotto, but I was corrected, it's called Chinotto, and I'm sorry, I didn't know how to say Chinotto or Chinotto in Italian. It's not a language I speak all the time, so thank you for correcting me. So this is Chinotto di Liguria, but wow, this is so good. It smells soapy, clean, very citric, and there's a little bit of this like slight bit dirty, woody undertones to it that I really like, that I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from, but it's based on this drink called Chinotto in Italy, which when I go back to Italy soon, I'm going to try and figure out a way to get the drink and drink it, because I want to see if it smells like this stuff. But what a lovely fragrance to wear for summer. Really great performance as well. Very fresh, zingy, citrusy, love it. So this is Chinotto di Liguria from ACQUA di Parma. Next up, we're going to the house of L'Artisan Parfumé, and this is Sur l'Herbe, this one right here. This one is Orange Blossoms, which I love. But it's also got this like very fresh underlying greenness to it. I think there's petitgrain as well. There's a bit of powdery touches that's coming through from somewhere, I don't know where, but very, very easy to wear. Again, this is eau de cologne like the Jo Malones I mentioned. Everything else is eau de toilette or eau de parfum. But this one's an eau de cologne, so you do need more sprays, but man, it's so fresh. This is actually not as expensive as their traditional line. I think it's $120 or $25 for 100 ml. So it is a little cheaper than their traditional line. I think, don't quote me on that. But from what I remember when I purchased this, I did pay less. Or maybe I got a discount, I don't know. But anyway, Sur l'Herbe is awesome, awesome, awesome. It's part of a duo of releases that came out in eau de cologne last year. I like this one a little more than the other one, but a really lovely scent. Check it out, Sur l'Herbe by L'Artisan Parfumé. Next up, we're going to a house called BERDOUES and Maison BERDOUES, and this one is called SELVA do Brazil. One of the most beautiful green, fresh petitgrain fragrances, and it's utilizing the petitgrain as a dominant note, but it smells so green, absolutely green and lovely. Fresh, fresh, fresh is what I like about this one. Inspired by Brazil, Maison BERDOUES or BERDOUES fragrances are all inspired by different cities, or countries actually, come to think of it now. And this one is Brazil, and it's just kind of like green, as you can see the artwork on it. And the artwork on these bottles is really lovely. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Atelier Cologne, not so much, but these guys are based out of France, whereas Atelier Cologne, even though they're French, I think they started out in New York City. Either way, great house, check them out. This is Selva do Brazil by Maison Verdoux. Going to number 7, we're going to the house of MANCERA, which I just recently did a video for. This is CEDRAT Boisé, this one right here. Now this, people say it's similar to this, but I love this, and I really love this one a lot, really a lot. This one, I like the fruitiness more, and the fact that I remember mentioning in the video, the review, it's got this coziness. It's a very soft fragrance. It's soft and creamy. There's this creamy touch to it. Whereas this one, sometimes if it's not too fruity, if you don't have the fruity batch, it can come off hard and a bit metallic. Whereas this one has that coziness that I really, really love. It's citruses. There's no pineapple here. At least I don't remember being pineapple listed. So it's lemon, I think, but it does kind of hint at this one. But that's just it. It just hints. And this one had to be closer to the top compared to the other one because I do like this one a lot more. This one also kind of reminds me of Vibrant Leather. Those of you that love Vibrant Leather from Zara, not the new one that's EDP, the previous edition. It really does. I haven't compared the new one to this yet, so we'll see soon. Next up, we're going to the house of Orlov Paris, a house that rarely is spoken about, but truly they have one of my favorite fragrances ever, and unfortunately I failed to feature it in the aquatic and beachy fragrances video. I somehow forgot that this is an aquatic, but it is definitely here. This is called Sea of Light, created by Dominique Ropillon. Oh my god, this is so good. It's very, very cozy, fruity, aquatic, but not overly fishy. Not even like, it's hardly there. I mean, you can pick up some saltiness there, but it's not so much, not compared to other aquatic fragrances. But I love this one. This is probably now become my favorite from this house. It just smells great. It's just absolutely a great, great release from Orlov Paris. If you don't know it, check it out. It's a house that's, I don't know what's going on with them. Hopefully they'll come out with fragrances and they'll start getting out there, but if you don't know it, do check this one out. This kind of reminds me of the fragrances, like the Forte fragrances from Maison Francis Kurkdjian as well. If you like those fragrances, you'll probably like this one. So check out Sea of Light. Top 5, go into the house of Atelier Cologne again, and this is Clementine, California. I love this one. It is so fresh, bubbly, sparkly, citrus. Loads of sprays of this one, and it smells great on you, and I love wearing something like this in the summertime because it does get hot here. It's been getting hotter and hotter, and this is the kind of stuff I pull for. Light, refreshing, things that are actually going to make you feel comforted rather than like, oh my god, what the heck am I wearing? Citruses are just some of my favorite things in fragrances. I love citruses, tart citruses, sweet citruses, sparkly, shiny, effervescent, all of that stuff. And this is a combo of all of those. It's sweet and sour or tart at the same time, but definitely bright and uplifting. Clementine, California at number 5. At number 4, going to the house of Le Labo, and this is Bergamot 22. As you can see, my bottle is very low. I'm gonna have to go and fill it up very soon, but this is probably one of the best Bergamot fragrances, hands down. This just smells green, juicy, tart, bergamot. It's almost like when you put your nose to it, you can kind of like feel your mouth kind of pucker up because it's citrus, and that's what I like about it. Like you experience like you're actually smelling a bergamot, and I love that about it. If it moves me, like it's the kind of fragrance I like, and this one does. This is awesome. It smells great. Perfect for summer hot days. So this is Bergamot 22 from Le Labo. Next, we're going to the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is Petite Matin. So I put its partner Grand Soir in my 10 Fragrances for Life niche edition video, and this is the morning edition. Grand Soir is the night edition. But this is a very sparkly, happy citrus with neroli and floral, like citrus flower notes and things like that. But it's just a bright, happy, uplifting kind of a way to start your morning. Warm morning days rather than the cool morning days. But then again, if you want a morning day and when it's cool out and you want to be uplifted and happy, this is the kind of thing to wear. Really great fragrance, although it didn't make number 1 because number 1 is another Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrance, but it did make number 3, and I have 2 on this list. But this is Petite Matin at number 3 from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. And the next fragrance, going to the house of Nichane, this is Ambra Calabria. Oh man, I love this one. If you don't know this one, you have to try it. This has become my favorite fragrance from this house. And normally I like deeper, darker, edgier scents. And even though this one kind of has this like little bit of edge leaning type of smell, but very, very, I mean, people would love this one. It's green, it smells very, very green. I guess a bit aquatic, but not overly. That's why it wasn't featured in the aquatic video, but it's so good. It's such a great, great amber. The greenest amber I've ever put my nose on, and I love it. It's almost like orgasmic the way it smells. So good, so good. Creamy, all of that stuff. Really, really lovely fragrance. If you don't know it, do check it out. This is Ambra Calabria from Nishane. Last but not least, at number 1, we're going to the house of Maison Francis Crick. And again, as I said, this is ACQUA Universalis Forte. I left off ACQUA Vitae Forte off this list. I didn't want to put 3 Maison Francis Crick gens because I want to not make it all Francis Crick gens fragrances, but I had to put this one on here because this one's so good. It's a very, very clean musk with lots of citruses. Very long lasting for a clean, freshie, and that's what I like about it. I love the dry down. I love the way that it sparks up conversations because it's a crowd pleaser and a compliment getter, and people just love the way this smells. I mean, I love the way it smells too. So ACQUA Universalis Forte, guys, is number 1. Hope you enjoyed this video. If I've left off anything that I should know about, please put a comment down and let me know. Also, what are you wearing this summer? Are you wearing niche or designer? Are you wearing expensive fragrances or discount fragrances? And are there any of these fragrances that you wish to have in your collection? Let me know. Put some comments down. Let's get a conversation started. Also, wanted to mention I have 2 or 3 more summer-themed fragrance videos coming out on Saturdays with the 20 lists, or the top 20 lists. Stay tuned for those. Next week, we're switching gears and going to a non-summer themed video, but after that, I should get back on track and do more. But I hope you stay tuned and are enjoying these videos on Saturdays with the top 20 lists. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.